Hello, everybody. It's November 25th. I just wanted to get on here quickly and wish you all a happy Kraken Day. Today is the day that Sidney Powell is supposed to release and file her lawsuit in Georgia regarding Dominion software. And today I thought I would look more into where that software was used and some of the headlines today that have come out regarding Dominion. So what we're looking at here is a Dominion from the Dominion About page, and it has the states that have been using Dominion. So I'm going to start with Illinois right here. Illinois, the website tells us that Cook County rolled out the latest Democracy Suite software in 2020. Cook County was the site of some problems related to the software. Let's see, this is a Breitbart article that has something interesting regarding Cook County. Apparently, GOP state representative candidate Jim Moynihan tried to vote for himself in Cook County, and the machine cast his vote for his opponent. There were also some irregularities in Rock Island County. And I'm going to just look at this at the beginning. Video has emerged from Illinois of a calibration error, quote unquote, that causes voting machines to switch votes from Republican to Democrat. The video posted on YouTube purportedly shows voting machines in the public library in Moline, Illinois, registering votes as Democrat when the Republican is clearly the intended choice. And that has been verified by a number of voters in Rock Island County. So anyways, back to the website of Dominion. We have also Nevada, where you debuted the software in Clark County in 2017. So after the 2016 election when Trump won Nevada. And it's used in 16 of Nevada's 17 counties. So Michigan, New York, 84% of New York uses the software. Democracy Suite. Apparently there are two kinds of software, ImageCast and Democracy Suite. ImageCast was used in Georgia, and that's the one that is causing the problems because apparently when those ballots are put into the machines, a barcode pops up, and that barcode is unintelligible to a human. So those votes could be changed just because it's indecipherable to the human eye. So California uses it, Nevada, Arizona. Arizona also had some irregularities in Maricopa County, where the software, at least according to the website, is used by the 2.2 million people who live in Maricopa County. That must be a suburb of Las Vegas or Las Vegas proper. As Cook County is a part of Chicago. So Alaska, I didn't hear of any problems in Alaska, but that might be because of the high Republican involvement in politics there. So anyway, here are the headlines for today. Some good news coming out from Sidney Powell and Lynn Wood. Sidney Powell, she said, and this is from her interview on Saturday with Newsmax, that 35,000 votes were given to every Democrat candidate just to start the voting off in Arizona. And if that's true, that would be enough to flip the state of Arizona. I think Biden is only leading by about 12,000 votes in Arizona at this moment. So let's see what she says to verify that. I think perhaps that will be part of the lawsuit. I don't have, we've got one witness. This is Sidney Powell. She told Lou Dobbs on Tuesday, we've got one witness that says in Arizona, at least there were 35,000 votes added to every Democratic candidate just to start their voting off. And that's the same thing that we just heard. I mean, people sitting on the floor, writing on the side of buses, filling out ballot after ballot. If you it's in your face everywhere. So that's a mixture of Dominion and apparently some ballot stuffing. There was also another headline from Lynn Wood today. I'm going to go back. I'm not sure that I have it here. Let's just go back to the Gateway Pundit. This one was published this morning. Happy Kraken Day. Attorney Lynn Wood starts the day off with a tweet storm assault on China Joe and the Georgia Dominion gang. And here are some of those tweets. I don't follow him on Twitter, but I think I should. Lynn Wood, somebody has to say it at Brian Kemp, Georgia, at Georgia Secretary of State are corrupt. They are not above the law. Their failure to act to expose fraudulent election in Georgia says it all. Lynn Wood, it is now or never. America will never become China. Patriots will never let it happen. We will fight back. Lynn Wood, as we approach Thanksgiving 2020, 80 million patriots waiting to give thanks for indictments opening these gates. Epstein Pedo Gate, Durham Russia Gate, Wiener Laptop Gate, Hunter Laptop Gate, Hillary Gate, Communist Election Theft Gate. Repeal every lie, repeal every crime, lock all up. And this one from this morning, at Tom Fitton, is right. Socialists, communists, globalists do not want at General Flynn working with real Donald Trump because he knows their nefarious plans. He threatens and frightens them. Corrupt judges refuse to clear him. Time to free Flynn so he can put real criminals behind bars. Not sure that's going to happen. Lynn Wood, millions of American patriots are waiting to see a different mugshot of this criminal, James Comey. So, and then one more, this will be the last one. Georgia Patriots, I believe Donald Trump agrees that we should follow Chinese and Dominion money and we should demand answers from Brian Kemp and Georgia Secretary of State. Brian and Brad seem to have something to hide. We need to find out what it is. I suspect they are hiding the truth. Make requests for the video footage. Georgia Patriots, overwhelm them so that they cannot destroy the evidence. So yeah, if you live in Georgia, I would contact your representatives and get them to put pressure on Brad Raffensperger and Brian Kemp to release the footage. So the last thing I wanted to show you all is from a 2019 segment on NBC News Now, how hackers can target voting machines. This segment shows these hackers at the DEF CON conference in Las Vegas hacking machines within 8 hours, Dominion voting machines that they bought off of eBay, which is even more scary. So I'm going to put this into the link. I'm going to stick this into the video when I upload the videos so that you can hear it properly. All right, well, that's all I've got for you today. Everybody have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye-bye.
DEF CON is an annual hacker conference, and in my world, conferences tend to be these sort of big sponsored events with elaborate advertisements everywhere. But DEF CON is very unique in that everybody who attends, including press, pays $300 cash to attend. There are no sponsors. It is a fiercely independent spirit on display there. And it had set off, when we arrived, a sort of paranoia in Las Vegas. You know, the word hacker has these dark connotations, and so people were going to elaborate lengths to try to protect themselves from hackers. Everything from cab drivers to the wait staff at a restaurant we ate at were saying that they were turning their phones off when they got in the vicinity of these people. When we got there, we were in fact made to feel pretty welcome, and it turns out that the people in attendance are not the loners, you know, working on behalf of the Russian government, at least none that we saw. People tend to, the tradition there is people coming in who are either employed by big companies helping them to imagine the worst case scenarios that hackers might perpetrate on them, or just independent spirits who do that kind of thing for intellectual curiosity or other motivations. We were there specifically to attend something called the Voting Village, which is something that's gone on for 3 years, and in this, its third year, they had assembled some of the most common voting machines in the country, both systems that are on the front end that you and I use to actually register our vote, and the back end, tabulators and so forth, that you would feed a paper ballot into or that oversee a system. What was so interesting was I assumed coming into it that the big manufacturers, companies like ES&S and Dominion, had provided these machines to the hackers to, you know, field test them. But no, it turns out there's an extremely hostile relationship there, and that ES&S and Dominion and other companies have basically said we don't want to participate, and really have been quite aggressive in saying we don't want to be part of this. So the organizers were reduced to finding these machines on eBay, which right there is pretty terrifying, because it turns out that anybody can buy some of the most common machines in use on eBay. What was really alarming was when you see these hackers, and these are people who've never seen these machines before, have had no practice on them for the most part, come in and engage them, they immediately get into the guts of them. Beyond that, we were seeing Dominion's image cast system. It's a line of tabulators that paper ballots are fed into. That had its guts all over the room. It was not clear to us whether this was the most recent version of the image cast hardware, but it's important to note that Georgia just spent over is about to spend over $100 million on a contract with Dominion to provide image cast hardware to the state in time for the for the next primaries and for the 2020 election. And yet here these kids were who had opened it up. They said, look, you can pop the front off of it, and here's a port you can get into right here. That's easy. You know, all kinds of stuff that you could certainly do within 6 minutes behind a curtain, much less if you had extra time, because any of these were connected to the web, as we discovered a couple of days before. So many of them are. So at the end of the event, Voting Village issues a report, and so we'll be expecting one from them, and they're very transparent about it. I mean, the spirit of this event was transparency, trying to get these vulnerabilities out into the world so that I guess the idea is that the companies will be forced to correct them in some way. The front of each machine was a little post-it that showed off what had been found out by the various hackers. So at one point, you know, the admin password was just sitting there on there, because it turns out that the same admin password, it applies to multiple machines across the room, and those machines were created in the 2000s, which means that they were in fact created so you can't change that admin password. They're just locked for all time in that way. There does not seem to be any political momentum on some of the bills that are under consideration right now around trying to keep these machines off the internet, or trying to establish some sort of certifiable ballot, paper ballot system, or any of the other things that have been proposed. And so the combination of seeing the incredible vulnerabilities that we saw on display in real time at this event, and the lack of institutional action around the security of the vote, all of that made for an extremely alarming weekend.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.